So I went into Tillamook, into town, and found the county library and loaded up a video. It took me about 2 hours to get it loaded up there. I was doing it back at the campsite with my Verizon Wi-Fi, and it was going to take me something like 24 hours. So I ended up using a little part of my day to hang out at the library and check out books on sailboats and whatever else I could find that had pictures in it. I like looking at the pictures. And now I'm going to head over to Pelican Brewery and get myself a beer. All right, lucky me, the brewery, Pelican Brewery, is only 2 blocks just north of the library. There's another one of those little truck guys that goes around bothering everybody with his noisy truck. Don't you just hate guys like that? Come on, dude. You really need to drive around all over the world in your noisy truck bothering everybody? Go back to your farm and get busy doing your farming stuff. I make fun of noisy truck guys. The manufacturers spend a lot of money making trucks quiet, and then they go and modify the truck and make them noisy. These people actually do that. Anyway, there's Pelican Brewery over there to the left of me, and I'm going to go there and have a beer. So here I am at Pelican Brewery. I got the Tsunami, which is a stout beer, and is I think it's their flagship beer, or anyway, it's something they've been making for a really long time. As a rule, I like stouts, not as much as I like sours, and kind of about the same amount as I like Hefeweizen. I kind of like my beer a little bit smooth without any kind of aftertaste. So Miller High Life would be a great beer for me. But Hefeweizen's pretty good. This stout's pretty good. It's got a little bit of an aftertaste for me. It tastes, I don't know how to describe it. I would taste it as, it tastes a little bit like eating charcoal. It's not sweet. It's like this kind of charcoaly, or it's not sour. It's bitter. Bitter's the right word. So to me, this beer tastes really bitter. Well, not really bitter, but a little tiny bit of bitter. And so I tend to find the beers that aren't bitter. And generally, if it says ale, it's going to be bitter. If it's a pale ale, it's definitely going to be bitter. It took me, you know how many years to figure that out? So many years. It took me like 20 years to figure out I don't like ale because it's bitter and I should drink something less bitter. Yep, I'd be just fine with a Miller makes good beer, or a Modelo, or maybe a Corona. Those would be all good for me. But, you know, you gotta try different things. Find out what you really like. Cheers! Let's see, how many times can we say cheers? Cheers. Kampai. Prost. I got 2 languages. Let's see, do I know that? I don't remember the Russian one. I used to know the Russian one, I forgot. But you just hate these noisy truck driver guys that just drive around with their noisy trucks, just bugging people with their noisy truck. It's like they don't have a job to do. They just drive around making noise all day long. Maybe if they were busy working, it'd be so much quieter in the world. Hey, if you got some gumption in your life, you should start a non-profit getting rid of noise in the world. And you should pay the police to go around and give tickets to all the people breaking our noise laws. Because I guarantee there's a whole bunch of people doing it that aren't in any way following the laws of our country. You really need more noisy trucks in your life? There's my rant for the day. I could rant about noisy trucks all day long. Trust me. I hear a lot of noisy trucks. There was one this morning at about 5:30 right outside my campground. Go figure. Here I am hard at work at my garage sale. You can see it's super busy. This is about what I do 70% of the time. The rest of the time I prep things and list them on eBay and then get them ready to take them off to the post office and get wrapped up. Of course, I do the wrapping at my other storage unit and send them to the post office downtown.
All right, so this is going to be a little bit gross. I'm warning you up front. So I have two bottles here. I have a bottle of Diet Pepsi and I have a bottle of Gatorade Zero. Now that Gatorade Zero is not actually a Gatorade Zero. I've been staying in a storage unit all day long. And I also sleep here at night on the weekend because I don't have anywhere else to sleep and I can't get back to my boat. And so I sleep here. So anyway, there's no bathroom here. It's just a bunch of garages and there's nowhere to go to the bathroom. I gotta walk for 20 minutes to the train and then take a train for 5 minutes and then walk a couple more minutes to get to a grocery store where I can go to the bathroom. So I basically pee in a bottle, kind of like Bear Grylls would do. Unlike Bear Grylls, I don't drink out of the bottle, but I had both of these sitting on the table and I reached down to grab the Diet Pepsi and I grabbed the G0 there, which is the bottle I used to pee in, and I immediately went, oh, Kurt, wouldn't that be funny if I drank out of the wrong bottle? And then I thought that would be funny. Not really, but maybe. If I was dying in the woods like Bear Grylls tells you, then, well, sure, I'd drink out of the bottle because that's what you're supposed to do so you don't die. And just so you know, if you don't watch anything like that, you don't know who Bear Grylls is. He's this famous SAS commando from the British Army, and he jumped out of an airplane and his parachute didn't quite work, so he's a little bit famous because his parachute didn't work and he fell to the earth and survived. And he does a video series and he goes out and does all this survival stuff, and a couple of times he's actually peed in a bottle and kept himself alive by drinking his own pee. He mixes it with water half and half to make it, according to him, it's supposed to be better for your body. So anyway, if you're trapped in the desert or at sea or wherever you are and you don't have access to fresh water, you should save your pee because you can drink it. It sounds kind of gross, but it's better than dying, right? So I did my garage sale during the day. There isn't really any way to get back to the boat on the weekends, not without riding a bicycle for 9 or 10 miles. Or walking 9 or 10 miles. So I've been sleeping in the garage, and this is my sleeping space. First I was going out to the airport and sleeping on a bench there, which was reasonably okay. It was warm at the airport and fairly quiet, but not particularly comfortable. It's just slightly more comfortable, maybe not quite as warm. I do have a heater over here, which I point at me, so with the heater on it, it's fairly good. So yeah, I put a carpet down and then I put down a camping pad and then I threw out my sleeping bag and we just sleep on the floor. It's relatively comfortable. So that's what I'm doing to sleep for the weekends, sleeping in a garage.
So I went into the library at Tillamook to upload the video I made last week, and I didn't really have much to do. It took about an hour and a half, 2 hours to upload, and I was just looking around at books and stuff, and I found these interesting books on, sailing and sea life, and I found these two cool pictures of the octopus. The first picture is an octopus in boxing pose. Did you know that an octopus can walk like a human being and he spreads himself out and makes himself look really big? And then the second one is this octopus and he's covered himself in seashells, making an armor. So he's kind of like a gladiator. I thought these are really cool pictures. So here's the cute animal break for the week, Octopus Gladiator.
So it's Monday here and it's raining cats and dogs, of course. This is typical Portland weather. If you watch any of my videos, you saw it's sunny. It's like that in the summer, like from like July through September, but then it's like this the rest of the year. And there's the post office behind me. I just took a bunch of packages over from eBay and shipped them. And now I'm gonna head on over to my sailboat and enjoy some rainy weather. But I get to take a shower and sleep in a nice toasty warm sleeping bag tonight, so I'm excited about that. How do I look? OMG, I took a really nice warm shower. I haven't had a shower in 10 days. Been living in my storage unit and I went camping. Well, not really 10 days. I did take a shower at the campground, but it wasn't like a real, it was half a shower because I didn't have a towel and I didn't have clean clothes to put on. So I got my hair washed and I combed out my hair and my beard and I look way better, don't I? Well, that's what I think. And I got clean clothes on now. Feels so much nicer to have all that clean stuff on. I hope I look a lot better. And of course, I brought some stuff from storage to do in the laundry. And I'm washing out my clothes. Actually, it's a box of clothes from my son. But the cool thing I found was, let's see if I can get it out here. The cool thing I found was, this is from when I was in middle school. That's Hosford Huskies. I'm pretty sure that's my gym t-shirt from 6th or 7th or 8th grade. I'd probably say 8th grade, but it might have been 7th grade. And that's been around since, well, I was 13 or so 40 years. And it was in a box with my son's clothes because he used to wear it because he liked wearing his dad's shirt from middle school. I found out I'm going to wash that and stick it aside and keep it forever. You know, I'm selling most of the things, but there's a couple of things that I figure I can stick in a box and save. I think that's something I should save, since both me and my son wore it. Maybe he'll have a son too and his son will wear it. I don't know. Hard to predict the future, isn't it? Oh, and of course, I brushed my teeth, which feels amazing. I used to brush my teeth every day and they're always really kind of good. And now that I'm a little close to homeless, it's not as easy as you think to keep regularly brushing your teeth when you didn't have a bathroom that you get up and go climb in every morning, where all your little personal effects are sitting there, and you take a shower. You have a morning routine. You do that. I don't have a morning routine like that. I try to do it, but I forget to do it. So I'm back on the boat. I fixed the lights by hooking it up to shore power. I don't know if I ever mentioned that in YouTube. The lights weren't working when I first got here back in September. It's so much nicer with the lights inside. It's actually almost homey. And it feels great. And then I'll turn around. I don't know if you can see out into the marina or not. Yeah, it's raining, it's pouring, and the old man will be snoring as soon as, well, I don't know if I'll be snoring, but you know the song. So, exciting times, and I'll get some heat going here, and it'll be nice and a little cozy in here. So I come back to my boat last night, and I go walking down the gangplank here, and I run into something with my feet. I'm like, what is that? And I reach down and I grab this cord here, and I pull my flags out of the water. There's the American flag. That's supposed to be the state of Oregon flag right there. It used to be actually visible. You could see state of Oregon on it. I don't know what happened to it. There's this kind of wire thing here. It's actually, I guess it's a piece of string. I don't know what it is, but personally, I think somebody's coming on my boat and vandalizing it with the level of things that happen to it every 2 weeks. That's what I personally think. But it's just a piece of kind of a stringy stuff, so it's possible it just broke, but I don't know. It feels kind of suspicious to me. Yep, I came back last night in the middle of the dark, couldn't see the boat for nothing. And then we can do a little walk by and see how it looks. Like I said, well, the flag fell down there. I got it wrapped up there. I'll have to figure out what to do with it. Probably throw them both away. I don't know what to do about the string. Maybe just cut it off. And of course, it's still got bird strikes all over it. It's a little bit chilly out today, so I don't think I'll be washing it. But other than that, it looks pretty good. Fairly clean still. No new problems that I can see other than that flag thing.
I'll probably just cut that off. I don't know how it's strung up there. It must have. If you look way up at the top, you can see it probably fell right there. Right near the top there. So I'm gonna have to get up there to restring it. Bummer. So I put the American flag through the laundry and it came out clean but battle torn. This is Pascal and her boyfriend. They are in from Rio, Brazil area, and they were pretty much the only people that stopped by my garage sale for the whole weekend, and they bought about $20 worth of stuff from me, paid me through Venmo, and I got a selfie with them because they were pretty much the only ones who showed up. Hey, Bob here. So I started a Patreon page. If you don't know what Patreon is, Patreon's a site that allows content creators to create and share content with people that are interested in what they're doing, and then those people can help provide financial support for those content creators, and they get special content that people in the public wouldn't otherwise get. So like when you watch a YouTube channel, that's pretty much available to everybody, versus you could go on Patreon and see special content that only you would get access to because you're a patron. So I'm here to encourage you to become my patron and check out patreon.com/oceansiderisk. There's a link down below. Also, I've got links down below on my videos for buying me a beer. Here's a beer I found today over at Fred Meyer called Hurricane High Gravity, and it's actually pretty good. And I thought Hurricane was kind of funny because it's a sailing channel, and I spent a little bit of time hanging out with hurricanes. So buy me a beer if you don't want to be my patron.